Welcome to this video. Not before we even start everything. This video is called "What If Dexter Morgan?" From the TV show Dexter, right? I don't know about the books, just letting you know ahead of time, just in case. His family, just like Superman and Supergirl, sends him off world, but instead of him seeing, I guess, just space, he actually sees his planet blow up in the distance as he flies straight to Earth. And as he flies straight to Earth, he's founded and raised up in Miami. Dexter urges surfaced early, like very early, to the point of where Harry got concerned and was like, you know what, let me just teach him the code of Harry. So this is when the code of Harry shows up.
It was really Harry who paved the road to my salvation. His lessons have never failed me.
Afraid your urge to kill is only going to get stronger.
I don't know what made me the way I am, but whatever it was left a hollow place inside. Without the code of Harry, I'm sure I would have committed a senseless murder in my youth, just to watch the blood flow. Harry was a great cop here in Miami. He taught me how to think like one, taught me how to cover my tracks. I search for the ones who think they beat the system. They're not hard to find. Harry taught me that death isn't the end. It's the beginning of a chain reaction that will catch you if you're not careful. He taught me that none of us are who we appear to be on the outside, but we must maintain appearances to survive.
Bro, he's basically the Bay Harbor Butcher, bro. I don't know how else to say it, bro. But eventually, because the cops in Miami can't figure out who the Bay Harbor Butcher is, they keep getting close, but they never fully find out that it's Dexter. And the only one that very much so thinks it's Dexter is Dokes. And so this is where Batman comes into play. Batman, he's basically looking over his monitor, looking at Gotham. Basically, Gotham is kind of secure. Not really, because, he doesn't murder criminals like Joker. So Joker keeps breaking out. So he puts Joker away. And then he's still got the Bat family helping him, right? So he looks up at his Bat computer. And as he looks up there, he sees that, bro, there's a new serial killer that is murdering criminals. And so it's kind of concerning because he's killing criminals, but he's also just killing people, but it's just criminals. So it's just concerning to Batman, right? So Batman starts looking into it. He goes traveling in Miami, see who's this Bay Harbor Butcher, right? So he basically tells the Bat family take over as he travels to Miami. Now, when he comes to Miami, he's not going there straight up as Batman. No, he gotta wear his disguise, Bruce Wayne, right? So he makes a donation to Miami Metro and makes a charity, to all the hard work the crime or the cops has been doing, basically, as Bruce Wayne. And everyone wants to greet him. Everyone wants to be like, hey, it's Bruce Wayne. What are you doing all the way down in Florida? Right? Bruce noticed Dexter, and Dexter noticed Bruce Wayne. Now, Dexter thinks Bruce Wayne is hiding something, obviously, but he doesn't know exactly what. And Dexter feels the same way, but he's just like, Batman or Bruce Wayne is basically just looking at Dexter like how Dokes looked at Dexter, and this guy is a little off, but and so this makes Batman, my bad, looks further into Dexter, because he has dealt with crazy people before, especially serial killers before. So he knows they have patterns, he knows that they have trophies and stuff like that, right? So he starts basically looking into Dexter more, right? So every time Dexter is leaving his apartment, going to work, right, Batman would sneak into Dexter's apartment wearing a costume. I don't even know, I guess a bandana or whatever, lockpicking into Dexter's apartment, searching all over the place looking for any evidence to show that Dexter is the Bay Harbor Butcher. And that's when he finds Dexter's slides, right? And he's like, okay, this is why does he have blood slides? You know what I'm saying? I know he's a blood analyst thing, but like, why does he keep them here? You know what I'm saying? So he travels all the way back to Gotham to get his bat suit. And also he took one of the slides with him to identify it, and it comes up that it was a hitman that went missing a long time ago in Miami. Last stop was in Miami and never was seen again, right? So now Batman goes, and since now he know it's definitely Dexter. Now he knows it's definitely Dexter. Dexter is definitely either working for the Bay Harbor Butcher or is the Bay Harbor Butcher, just off of the blood slides alone, you know? So then he starts following him more and more. And Dexter, he's not dumb, bro. He's not dumb. He knows someone was in his apartment, and he knows that one of his blood slides went missing. You know what I'm saying? He's not dumb, bro. And the only one that suddenly appeared and then left soon after was Bruce Wayne, right? So he doesn't know it's Bruce Wayne, but he's basically suspicious of Bruce. But then he just chalks it up to, maybe I'm just being too paranoid, right? And Dexter basically have this little cat and mouse type of game going on, where before Dexter does a crime, because Dexter is becoming more paranoid, so he's not directly doing a crime yet, and so Batman can't really step in. So it's like this standoff that's happening. But anyway, let's keep going. So one night, Dexter, does his thing, does his Dexter thing, does his Bay Harbor thing, right? He wraps somebody up in that paper, right? He does his ritual, all of that, right? But this time, he does it on his boat because, mind you, this Dexter is very paranoid. So where else would it be to bring somebody other than his boat? So, as to not get into details, Dexter just does what Dexter does best, okay? And while he's leaving, basically wrapping up the body and finna throw it in the water, right? He comes up to the floor of his ship or boat, and he sees Batman. He sees Batman there, standing at him, staring at him menacingly, bro. And basically they just have this dialogue with each other. Batman asks him why is he murdering basically criminals, and that he needs to get put away. You know what I'm saying? He's a criminal himself. You gotta get put away, right? And Dexter basically says, yo, I have a code. I only murder bad people. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like you in a way. You know what I'm saying? You save people. I save people. You don't murder people. But like, we're the same, right? That's what Dexter basically saying. Batman to Batman. And this kind of makes Batman a little irritated because, they are very much alike. But the problem is, Dexter is a murderer. So, without further ado, Batman gives him a warning because, well, the criminal's already dead. What is he gonna do? Beat up Dexter? And then what? He's technically a criminal as well. Right? So he lets Dexter slide this time. Right? Just this time. But then one night Dexter does this again. But this time Batman is there to stop Dexter. Okay, like he's actually there. Before Dexter can finish his ritual, Batman is there. Right? So now Batman, to get there, you know how Batman does. Criminals turn off the lights and appear in the dark trying to terrify you, you know? So this is basically the time where everything changes in Dexter. You know what I'm saying? Not just physically change. This is when his Kryptonian powers start to actually emerge. You know what I'm saying? So by now, what? He should be like, Dexter should be in his like 30s or something like that. So after decades under Earth's yellow sun, unlike usual Kryptonians by then would have powers, he just now starting to awaken his powers. Earlier that morning, his eyes was red. He thought he was hallucinating from just not getting that much sleep after being so paranoid because the Batman, right? So he just didn't think too much about it, right? He didn't think too much about it, and his urges did not go away. By the way, just wanna throw that out. So anywho, back to present time now, or back to that night. Dexter now sees Batman. Batman yaps to him about justice and stuff like that, and how he's about to turn him in, and it's no more killing, and he especially stopped him from murdering the killer, right? Murdering this other killer, right? So Batman basically, put handcuffs on bat shaped handcuffs on Dexter. You know what I'm saying? Batman thinks Dexter is a regular person at this point too, by the way. So he didn't bring kryptonite with him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't think of, you know what, let me just bring kryptonite just in case. Not this night. Okay. So as Batman is basically mocking Dexter's whole code of Harry and stuff like that, Dexter starts getting mad. Not only is he like low-key panicking because he couldn't finish his ritual, which makes his urge stay under control, he also have this new power that he doesn't know how to control yet. He doesn't know what he is. Most of the time he grew up like a regular person, right? Well, I guess Dexter regular type person, right? So yeah, so when his powers awaken this time because of his anger, he snaps the handcuffs off of him, and terrified but also mad at Batman, he does not shoot laser vision at Batman. He looks at the criminal on the table, and the laser just comes out of his eyes, bro, right? It just beams him, bro. It just beams the killer that's on the table. And after he was done beaming him, he basically terrified, runs, crashes through the room, basically breaks the wall. It's a gate in front of him. He's running at super speed, mind you, and then he jumps over to that, but he leaps, and when he looks around, it looks like an ant from where he just leaped from, right? And he's gone all the way into like a swamp-like area, right? That's how far he jumped away. And now, mind you, at the same time, Batman's calling the Justice League like, yo, what? Bro, I think this guy is a Kryptonian. Superman, I need you to handle this. He looks up, right? He looks up and he sees Superman there, bro. Superman's mad, bro. Superman's mad because he just found out that like another Kryptonian, bro. We dealt with Zod. We dealt with Zod. Had to teach Supergirl how to use her powers and all of this, right? So Superman is probably just a little irritated that, another Kryptonian, bro. Another one, right? Anyway, so yeah. And so Dexter just looks up. He doesn't know how to use his powers right now, so he just looks up and he just lays, right? He just lays it, like to the sky, right? Superman moves out the way and literally just, I guess, hold Dexter down, right? So yeah, basically him and Dexter just throwing hands. Right? Them two is just throwing hands until eventually until Superman's able to restrain Dexter. And after restraining him, he tells the lead that he's gonna take him to the Fortress of Solitude and just keep him there, like as a personal prison, instead of letting Batman lock him up or something like that. So yeah, so Superman and Supergirl take Dexter to the Fortress of Solitude. You're probably like wondering why Supergirl is there. She arrives there while Superman is like restraining Dexter. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they take him to the Fortress of Solitude, and when they do though, Dexter's smart. You know what I'm saying? He's smart, bro. He surrenders because he doesn't know how to use his abilities yet. So he watches as Superman flies off, because they take turns, right? Superman and Supergirl take turns being, I guess, the guard of Dexter, right? They made his own cell for him. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, so yeah, they take turns watching over him, and this whole time, Dexter just meditates, bro. He's not really meditating, but like, you know what I'm saying? He's like in a position of like where you just meditating, but in reality, he's watching them fly off, seeing how they fly off. He's paying very much attention on how they use their abilities while they leave the Fortress of Solitude. And so while he's there, chilling, basically, planning an escape, we got Batman. He contacts Superman and the Justice League. They have this big meeting about Dexter. Like, what do we do with this dude? You know what I'm saying? He's obviously a threat. You know what I'm saying? So what do we do about him? Batman. Well, I got a couple kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? Red sun lasers. You know what I'm saying? We can just trap him in prison. In like that prison, right? And most of the Justice League agrees with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, lock him up, bro. He's obviously a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? And he's a Kryptonian too. Like, this is two dangerous things. And I think some people of the Justice League be like, nah, let him free. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's a murderer, but he murders only bad people. You know what I'm saying? He only murders bad people, and the ones that says this is like the anti-heroes. You know what I'm saying? The heroes that ain't afraid to cross the line. You feel me? So as they having this meeting, Dexter is studying his cell. He's figuring out how it works, and he's also figuring out how to use his abilities, right? And so when a big crisis happens, right, or problem happens where it needs all of the heroes on Earth to actually fight, whether it's the dark side, whoever, right? I'll let y'all pick. Right? Dexter finds this as the perfect way to, like, okay, this is the time. They're all the way from this base or Fortress of Solitude. They're away. So it's time to break out. So he breaks free. He breaks free because he figures out a little a little mistake is in his cell, and he just breaks out. But this time he knows he can't go back to Miami because, of course, they're gonna think, oh, he's the Bay Harbor Butcher. He's from Miami. Obviously, the Justice League is going to Miami, right? to once they're done, right? So he doesn't go to Miami. You know, there's many places on Earth he can go to, you know, deal with his urges. At the same time, it's still like in his code, right? So he goes straight to Gotham, right? You know what I'm saying? Best place. He also goes to Gotham because he sees it as, you know, the worst place that needs his attention is Gotham. So he goes to Gotham, right? And when he goes to Gotham, he's not just doing what he usually does. He's like, he upgrades, he evolves. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still got his code. You know what I'm saying? But when I say he evolves, he now uses his powers. He doesn't need a knife when he has super strength. He doesn't need to chop up the body and throw it in like the ocean when he literally can laser vision it all to like ash and then put it in like a bag and just throw it, you know what I'm saying, to sea or something. Right? He doesn't need to do or take longer when he was just a regular person now, because now he has powers, which also means he doesn't have to take longer to take down people with powers either. He doesn't have to figure it out anymore. He just uses his own powers. So this time he becomes more dangerous and more sharper, bro. He's faster. He's taking out people faster. He's taking out like people with like superpowers. He's doing all of this in Gotham at like a alarming rate at this point, right? Back to the Justice League after they take down whatever crisis and handle whatever crisis there was. Superman and Supergirl figures out that Dexter is not in his cell. He has escaped. So they all come up with a plan. Some go to Miami, check if he's there. Some go to, Gotham, see if he's over there, because Gotham has a bunch of criminals. So of course, who, knowing Dexter's code, it's the perfect place for him, right? So some go there, but some also go all over the place looking for him, all over the world looking for him, because where else would he be? And as they're looking for him, Batman calls a big meeting again, or I guess on comms, and tell all the heroes that, look, I have a plan. It's a crazy plan, but I have a plan. You know how Dexter, his code, he basically uses Dexter code against him. Who is the perfect person that perfectly matches Dexter's code? So Batman uses his own villain catalog to lead or to capture Dexter. For example, he goes and get the Joker. Now the Joker doesn't know he's being used right now. He's still doing his villain stuff, bro. But Batman is using Joker and his gang to basically draw out Dexter. Cause Dexter's doing this fast, but he also, you know what I'm saying, he laying low, bro. He ain't trying to get caught, especially from Batman again, bro. He knows Batman is smart. You feel me? So yeah. And so after Dexter does his, stalking that he does, he knows Joker, right? He basically finds Joker and he's about to take Joker, right? You know what I'm saying? Take Joker to his new base, right? Where he takes all the criminals and does his ritual, but I guess faster. But before he can, Superman is there. So they fight again. You know what I'm saying? But this time, Dexter kind of knows how to use his abilities now. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't losing like he easily lost last time. You know what I'm saying? But he also, you know what I'm saying? They throwing hands, but Batman's there. So he trying to jump in too with kryptonite, which hurts both Superman and Dexter. But Superman is fine with this as long as he, you know what I'm saying, as long as he takes down Dexter, right? So they throwing them again. They throwing them hands again. And Dexter, he's not trying to lose, bro. He's not trying to get caught again, bro. So he just uses all the strength he has left as mostly he's getting weaker because of kryptonite. Look, bro. Batman always carries kryptonite, bro. I don't even know how is Batman don't get cancer from like keep holding kryptonite. Like, isn't that how like Lex Luthor lost his hair, right? Okay, my bad. That was a sidetrack. My bad. Anyway, back to the story, right? So yeah, Dexter flies off. Now I will stop real quick. Usually in the original script of this, he actually got caught, but I don't want this video to be longer, so we're gonna skip to where he escaped, because I had a whole script where he got caught and then he escaped one last time and stuff like that, right? So in this, he doesn't really get caught this time. He just goes to the next bit of this script, I guess. So let's get back into the story, shall we? Okay, so he flies off straight to space, not straight to space, but like atmosphere wise, and goes straight searching the world for more criminals, and he's trying to get rid of them fast before he gets caught, you know what I'm saying? Because he almost got caught right then and there, right? But this time the news from all over the world is picking up that a guy that moves as fast as Superman is taking out criminals left and right. and before, like, usually Dexter wouldn't want all this attention, but he doesn't care at this point. He's trying to do whatever he can before he gets caught. So he moves in front of one of the news camera people, and he just be like, Superman and Batman, I get that they're heroes, but their whole philosophy sucks, and all of their villains, I am going to stop them. I'm going to find their base, and I'm going to stop them before I be stopped, right? And he just flies off again. And as he flies off, he really does search for the other villains, right? Till eventually he finds the Legion of Doom hideout, and when he finds it, he goes straight to them, bro. Like, I mean, he breaks in, you know what I'm saying? he breaks in, you know what I'm saying? And when he does that, the League is like, or when I say the League now, I mean the League of Doom. You know what I'm saying? The Legion of Doom. That's what I mean when I say the League. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. So he finds their base. He crashes in. You know what I'm saying? He crashes in, and he's like, you know how Superman have like his eyes red and stuff like that, but he doesn't shoot laser vision yet. Yeah, that's how he's like, bro. And he just says, basically, all are criminals. I'm simply gonna get rid of you before you can do more bad to society or to the world, right? But Lex Luthor is there, and Lex Luthor is studying him like, okay, this is another Kryptonian. Maybe I can get him on my side, right? But he kind of knows, no, he just said he wants to murder us. So instead, he calls Superboy there. And so Dexter and Superboy be throwing hands. That's it. They throw hands, but because Dexter's stronger than Superboy. And the only reason I'm saying he's stronger is because Superboy isn't fully Kryptonian. That's the only reason he loses in this fight. Okay, for those that favorite character is Superboy. Okay. So yeah. So as he lost this battle, Dexter doesn't kill Superboy because Superboy doesn't commit any, like, you know what I'm saying, crime. But he does. Dexter does kill Lex Luthor though. He does kill Lex Luthor. And as he kills Lex Luthor, that's when the Justice League finally caught up to Dexter and sees that, and all of them are now thinking, yeah, we gotta stop him. We gotta stop him. And so as they stops him, as they stop him, they all of them like double team on him. Like like you getting jumped, bro. Okay, Dexter is getting jumped. Alright, bro's getting jumped. But as he's getting jumped, or no, not as he's getting jumped. He does get jumped, but as they like hold him down, Batman finally just says, "We gotta throw him into the Phantom Zone, bro. We gotta throw him into the Phantom Zone." You know what I'm saying? And that's why Batman brought along the what's the device they use for like so they can shoot the portal to make the Phantom Zone appear? Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, for comic fans, y'all know what I'm saying, right? Y'all. Okay, cool. We're good. Okay, okay. And if y'all wondering why I speed this up, is because I don't want this to be a long. You know what I'm saying? It's already like what 20 minutes. I don't want this to be a long what if. So, but we could like continue it. Who knows, right? All right, let's keep it going. So at that moment when they finna throw him in there, Deborah from like Deborah Morgan, she's there. She's there. Why is she there? She literally seen on the news that bro was after them, or after the Legion of Doom, and because of that she kind of follows the Justice League. Not really, kind of does her own investigation, I guess. And that's how she goes there, and she tries to tell them, yo, chill, da da da. We know that he's bad, but he's not really bad. He's only taking out terrible people, unlike y'all. But you know, she's basically trying to argue and save her brother, right? But they're not listening, bro. They're not listening. Green Lantern constructs like something to just keep her away. You know what I'm saying? From you know, getting in the way of them throwing Dexter in the Phantom Zone. So as they throw him in the Phantom Zone, and Deborah sees that, and she couldn't help or anything, she goes to leave to New York with what's Dexter's son name? Harry, right? Right. Yeah, okay. She takes his son to New York. That's where they go. Okay. Dexter goes through the Phantom Zone. You know what I'm saying? And as he's in the Phantom Zone, lost, and all he can hear is literally, is the Dark Passenger just urges to him? Like I said before, I don't know the books. I don't know the book. So we just gonna keep it as his urges, right? So he's stuck in this, floating in the Phantom Zone with his urges, I guess, right? And he doesn't know why they did this. He doesn't see what was wrong with him with his code, because without his code he would have been like the rest of the serial killers, right? So he doesn't see what was the point, why couldn't the heroes see his point of view. But as he floats there, he does see someone else floating there, another Kryptonian. You know what I'm saying? God, smirking. But hey, that's where we gonna stop this what if there. You know what I'm saying? We could continue if y'all really want a part 3. I guess where Dexter like breaks out of the Phantom Zone, but I think this is where we gonna conclude his story. Yeah. And in this timeline, I guess Dexter, or yeah, in this world, right? I guess we're on that Earth, right? I guess Dexter was just trying to do good, man. You know, he was just misguided. And if only he didn't have, you know, thirst to kill things, he could have probably been a cool hero in this. But anyway, how did y'all think? I know I kind of rushed it towards the end or throughout this video, but I have so many other what ifs to do, and I don't want to, like, you know what I'm saying, take as long as I did with this. So let me know how y'all feel about this what if. I will combine it together to make a full movie, or for a video, I guess, for a story, right? But how did y'all feel about it? How did y'all feel about this story, this outcome? Did y'all see different? Let me know. I'm always open for conversation in the comments, right? And also, what more what ifs y'all would like me to do, man? I'm new to this, bruh. Anyway, yeah, peace.